Well, welcome back to the channel. It's the 3rd of December now, and as you can see, I'm back down here, and I got all these bolts broke loose. 6 of them, literally. They either broke off at the top, like this one right here, and that one in the corner. Just a sharp shear off. And the rest of the broken ones were actually broken before. There were no clean breaks. They were just broke halfway in or something or other. And so they weren't really doing a good job of holding them in. So now that's that really back-breaking work done. As you can see, I never hurt this wrench at all with that big snipe on it. This had a little arc in it already from previous. But yeah, whoop. Made in China. What do you think of that? That's awesome. On top of it, it didn't break off and I didn't fall forward and knock myself out or anything else like that, or take my teeth out, what's left of them. All right, so now we gotta get a hammer and start driving those stud bolts down into the body of this track frame. It's a channel. So you gotta drive them down and then pull those thread bars out either end. I just forget one's in one piece or two pieces, the other one's in three. I just forget, but we'll find out. All right, let's get on it. Okay, you can see what I'm saying there. There's a thread bar. It's fallen down now that I've punched out the broken bolts. The one that I just pulled out runs from this hole, and then there's another coarse threaded. All the guards are coarse thread holes. Coarse thread, coarse thread. Now this one here is a fine thread hole that screws in and holds the rollers down. Another coarse one here, 2 fine threads, another coarse one, 2 fine threads, and then another coarse one. So there's another bar over to the other end there. So we'll maybe go up there and see if we can get that one out. But when it's time, I just got to heat this bar up and pipe wrench these studs out. They actually come out fairly easy. This boxing here is so packed full of dirt that the bar is still up there. And all the studs are actually out. So I'm just going to run this coarse threaded bolt back into the bar a bit. And then hopefully I can beat it down to loosen it up. Yeah, the dirt is, there it goes. Now I can't get the bolt out. There, that's that bar. Same basic pattern. Coarse, 2 fine, coarse, 2 fine, coarse, and 2 fine. Threaded with one stud broke off, and it's a coarse thread, and it's not jutting out. Normally they're out here 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch. This one is not, so that's going to give me an argument. Well, I just can't get this bar out. Trying to get past that hump there that's cut out for the bearing cage for the rear sprocket. And I presume it's because there's a stud sticking through it that's broke off and it just can't get through this area. So it likely got to go all the way back through that area. And the only way I can see doing that is to pick up the whole frame at this end. So I might have to. I didn't want to lift them rollers out, but I guess we'll just have to do that. Well, I got that raised up in the air. I didn't really want to be taking all my rollers out of place there, but it is what it is. Kind of needed to take all of them out of place, clean it right out. I had to hang it upside down, dump all the dirt out of the channels there and whatnot. So now I'm ready. I got the bars all lined up on the track frame, ready to start working on them to clean up their threads, pull some broken studs out, and I just have to give them a good cleaning up and working over, straighten them out a little bit, and then use the flapper wheel on the track frame or a grindstone or angle grinder. Just take off all those welded high spots, all that kind of stuff, and then get ready to put the rollers back in place. But not today. We'll give her another kick at the can there tomorrow. Well, it's the next morning, and got all my stuff moved over here to the post vise, and we're going to start trying to extract some of these studs. On this particular bar I got here now, there's only one broke off stud, so it should be easy. So let's get on that and get that done. Well, there's that, the first one out. That's the easy one. What I got here is one of these thread bars in the vise, and I just know that my welding is not going to be adequate enough to weld a nut onto either end. This is the most flush side. I'm not going to be able to weld a nut on there that's going to be able to roll that stud out. So I've come up with a different plan. What I'm going to do is take the angle grinder, and I'm just going to slice this across and slice that stud right down to the next side, bend it open, and that stud should extricate itself out there. There's the initial cut. Now if I just bend it down, that should open it up. And, well, I'll have to go back to the track over there and get my hammer and my little punch. There's the 1/2. There's the other 1/2. Okay, got that far. I put it in the vise to hopefully straighten it out as best as I can. Maybe we'll tap it a bit. There. Now I got this tap. I'm just going to run it through. Clean it up as best we can just to take the rust and debris out of those threads. Okay, not the best welding job, but it's just a thread bar, so it's going to be inside the track frame for the rest of its life, so nobody will see it. The only evidence is this video. Okay, we'll just lubricate this one up and get that one slid into that track frame and kind of temporarily set up in there. Okay, I brought the bar over to the track frame here. I run these two different bolts, a coarse and a fine, through these coarse and fine holes with the impact just a few times with some grease, kind of clean them up, lubricate them. And I've got this lined up. This is where it's going to set according to all the holes. So it's got to go in this direction. And I got this here crowbar. Hopefully this is going to solve my problem and get it up there. Now put the right bolt in the right thread. There, that started, and I'll get a fine thread. I believe that started. Of course, went in this hole. And of course, went in this hole. Like we're started in, so. Okay, that's bar is set inside. I'm going to pull this here fine thread out because all I need is the coarse thread started. I need to have the fine thread holes empty to get the rollers in and then cinch them up, hold that bar up there. Okay, that short bar is in there, hanging up there, ready to accept some rollers. But as we can see over here at the other end there, I've got two more, and they're the longest bars. And they've got the most work to do. For example, this one I can get this easy. Well, it's a good thing I was wearing my Crocs there. Saved my toes. This one has two long studs, which is going to be fairly easy to get out. This one here is rotating in there, so it's I don't know what's going on there, but we'll get them both out of there. But then I'm gonna have to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of this bar, remove these two studs out of this bar, and looks like just one to cut out of this bar. So let's take this one over there to the vise and start working at it. Okay, here it is the next morning, and I've been actually working for a few hours, finishing up with that one bar down that goes in below there. Got all those 4 bars all repaired, and they're mounted in underneath. And wherever I have a where the track guard would bolt into, I've got them cinched right up in a couple places, and the other bolts are just for alignment all the way down to the other end. So all 4 bars are in place. Now the next step is to I'm going to move this frame forward and just get it off the forklift onto a block or so, and then get ready to lift up the rollers into place with the forklift. And also I have taken the angle grinder with the flapper disc and the grinding wheel, just taking off all the high spots of that welding and removing all the rust that's in between. I've still got to use the flapper disc on the flanges of the rollers. Let's see if we can get one in focus here. There's a flange down there. There's a good close-up, and it's right full of rust. So I'm going to take the flapper wheel to all those faces and buff them up before I place them in place. And then once get the flange mounting bolts in, I can remove those track guard bolts, and everything will be good. I'll just swing that track guard into place. Okay, I got those cleaned up, I think, pretty good. So now we'll just start lifting them in. All the double rollers go into the, or double flanges, go into the center. And the two rollers with single flanges, one of the, they're either end there, so they go in the very either end. The track beside the sprocket, or in front of the sprocket, and or in front of the idler. So let's get on to that. Okay, things are looking quite a bit better now. They're not bolted in yet. I just got them set in place, lined up, lifted back up onto the forklift. I don't know if I've ever said, but I sure love that Clark. Sure saves a lot of back. But anyway, we're going to take a little bit of a break and then get those roller bolts in. and then back out all our guard bolts and go get the guard in place. Sounds like a plan. Okay, moving right along, I managed to find enough bolts to replace the broken ones that go in the rollers, and got them well greased up and run back and forth a couple of times, make sure there's grease on everything inside the bores where the shafts of the bolts are, in the flanges, and rolled them up and down a few times. There's that rusty replacement roller. Got everything all lined up, ready. Whoop, bumped the camera. Got everything lined up, ready for the track guard that's over in that pile of gravel there. So we're gonna put this down, go get that track guard, bring it over, and I've got the whole series of bolts laying by the grease pail down there. And I got buckets of extra bolts, so just a matter of cleaning them up. They're not new bolts or used bolts, but whatever, it's gonna work. So let's go ahead and get that track guard lined up and put her into place. Okay, the guard's in place, just not bolted down. That's going to be another long physical thing. I can't use the hammer wrench on it or the impact. So, but I don't know how many bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 18 bolts to put in. And it's all going to be done by hand. So it's going to take a while. I'm losing daylight. So anyway, if you're still hanging around at this point of the video, thanks for going this far, and thank you for subscribing and comments and so on and so forth. Very much appreciated. Helps me out a lot. Gives me a little bit more encouragement for sure to keep on doing this. And yeah, we'll catch up to you again tomorrow when we get this thing back on the tracks and installed underneath the machine. Bye for now.